So this is the advanced movement tutorial. First one we learned basic ABH with the strafe keys. This one I want to go more deep into the strafe key stuff. So if I use my A key here and look to the left, you notice I'm a lot slower, or if I do the same thing right, sometimes it doesn't even work. So you want to look to the opposite side of what you press. So I press D, so I go left and right, left, etc. This helps building your speed, and you can actually lose or gain speed depending on how you look while you strafe, which can be helpful especially for stuff like ABH or Wagyu, where you don't want to be too fast but also not too slow. So you want to control your speed. Controlling your speed you can also do with timed scrolls, or purposefully mistimed scrolls. So if I go really fast for a moment here, go to the end here, go really fast. Now I want to slow down. I mistime on purpose. Go slower or late. And then I can accelerate again. Same applies for AFH. Let's see, I'm slowly AFHing. And now I go full speed again. Now I'm slow. That's how you control your speed, by purposefully mistiming your scrolls. Another thing is important for chamber 0001 at the start, where you want to go around the corner after going through the portal. You try to do this at full speed, you take way too long of a curve, which doesn't work in that chamber. So you want to stand up and slide around the corner. Stand ups. I'll get speed first. 1, 2, slide, and then turn. This is a really bad place for that. Let me do this here. This. So ABH, stand up and get around the corner. That preserves quite a bit of speed. Obviously it loses a bit, but better than ABHing into the wall and having to start a whole new ABH. And that's also how you get into elevators if you don't have perfectly timed scrolls and you can just ABH into them. So you want to ABH and then stand up and do a standing jump. Stand up and recrouch. So you get over the stairs. The next thing I want to cover is S-tapping. When I said you can AFH only if you have a preset amount of speed, I was kind of, well, it's kind of true, but I was also a bit lying, because you can do it from this position. I don't have to turn around at all to start my AFH. For that I do this kind of movement where I strafe a bit in the air and then I tap my S key and scroll as soon as I touch the ground. And tap it again and again, and now I have enough speed to just keep going. And that's called S-tapping, and it's not that useful. I use it in some places, but can easily just ABH in those places too. And it's not the easiest thing to learn. Obviously you can also ABH while starting ABH, which is really slow though, so it's not really useful. Just do normal and then stand up if you ever need it. Another thing, well, you can obviously freely switch between every single movement variation of the game. Just don't make too hard of corners, because then you just lose all your speed or control over it. Don't want. And that's basically it. There is one more technique that I could explain, that is circle strafing to start, which is actually better in Half-Life, but it also works in Portal, but it's really hard because you don't have sprint. So you want to strafe and crouch, and then right before you are fully crouched, you jump. Like this. This is a bit faster than the normal jump and then start. Also takes less space. But it's also really hard to do, especially if you are limited in space, like in elevators and all that shit. So this is not too useful in Portal, just figured I mentioned that this exists and can be useful maybe if you do IELTS or something.